So I am delighted to be here with this entire team to say Robert Hurt is the best guy to lead the 5th District. So please welcome your next Congressman, Robert Hurt.
Thank you. You all ready to take back our country? You all ready to send Tom Perriello packing? God bless you. I tell you, there was quite a frenzy in Charlottesville on Friday. I can tell you, Tom Perriello, we'll let him keep Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi. I'm going to take Eric Cantor, Ken Cuccinelli, Bill Bowling, and Bob McDonnell any day. I want to thank each of you all for being here. I did want to acknowledge my wife, Kathy. Kathy, where are you, sweetheart? There she is. She's a rock. She's not in the truck because she has to keep Clement and Charles and John out of the highway with the pumpkins. Last night was a big night at the Hurt household. Charles and Clem and John went trick-or-treating. John was a vampire. Clem was, I think, the Grim Reaper of some sort. And Charles was candidate Robert Hurt, going door to door asking for our votes. And he knocked on every door, whether it had a Hurt sign or a Perriello sign. I tell you, it was mighty nice to get up this morning and hear about what was going on up here in Washington. Up here in Charlottesville. Lord have mercy, forgive me. What was going on here in Charlottesville? Those of you who subscribe to the Daily Progress, I don't, but those of you who subscribe to the Daily Progress, you might have thought it was Christmas morning when you read this editorial endorsing Robert Hurt for Congress. And I am grateful to the Daily Progress for their wisdom. That's right. But listen, I want to thank each of you all who has worked so hard over the last 5 months to put us in this place that we are. And I tell you, there's been so much work that's been going on in this headquarters. I want to thank Rachel Schoenwald. I want to thank Sean Brown, both of you guys, and everybody else who's worked so hard to get us where we are. It's hard to believe, but we've sent out 7,500 neighbor-to-neighbor letters. Those are handwritten, hand-addressed letters to people in the community talking about our campaign. We have knocked on 12,500 doors in Albemarle County and Charlottesville right out of this office. And my favorite number, we've made 79,598 phone calls out of Albemarle County and Charlottesville. Thank you. It's hard work. It's hard work, and that's what wins elections. The other thing that I love to see, dotting all across the Albemarle countryside, all across Greene County, Nelson County, Buckingham, city of Charlottesville, are Hurt signs. Hurt U.S. Congress. We've got a tremendous number of signs that folks are putting up. But I tell you, I saw, I think, my favorite sign today. I was coming from over in the Free Union areas. We'd taken sort of a long cut, shortcut back road and came out at the airport. Where's Dr. Seitz? And Eric Seitz, this is his truck. As you might imagine, he's the sign man, or one of them. But Eric knew that we were going to have a big visitor on Friday, so he crawled up about 200 feet on the top of the hill in the vineyard. He drove up to the top of the hill so that when President Obama flew in to Charlottesville Airport on his airplane, the first thing he saw was a Robert Hurt for Congress 4x8. Okay. I want to thank again each of you all for being here, because this election really is about the future of this country. I know we all believe that. We all know it in our hearts, that this election is about our children and our grandchildren. It's about a renewed American dream. And that's why we are fighting so hard. And that's why we will fight so hard in the next 48 hours to take back our country. You know, we have traveled all across the 5th District over the last year, and we have treasured our time with such good, fine people. And they understand, and these gentlemen here have talked about the principles that we all believe in and what the good people of the 5th District understand in. And that is that it is the private sector that creates jobs. It's not the government. They understand that. They understand that if we are serious about an economic recovery in this country, then we need to make it easier for businesses to succeed and to prosper. We need to provide more opportunity in this country. And we can do that by allowing people to keep more of what they make, not less. We can do it by reducing regulations, not increasing them for 10, 100-fold. We can do it by having leadership, by exercising leadership in Washington in the same manner that the folks in Richmond, Bob McDonnell, Bill Bowling, and Ken Cuccinelli, the same way that they and those of us in the General Assembly exercise leadership. We balance our budgets. We keep our taxes low. We have good schools. We have good roads. And it's not a coincidence that as a consequence of those things, we are the best state in the United States to do business. That's Virginia. And that's the leadership that we want to send to Washington on Tuesday. But you know, this election is also about something else. It's about jobs. It's about opportunity, and it's about a renewed American dream, but it's also about something else very, 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 very important. And we hear this everywhere we go because people don't like the idea of spending $1.3 trillion in deficits, money that we don't have. They don't like the idea that we borrow $13 trillion from the Japanese and the Chinese to keep this ship afloat, because they know that at the end of the day, if we don't change course, we're going to send to our children, we're going to leave to our children a legacy that's unworthy. They are going to be poorer than we were when we were blessed with what we've been blessed with. That's what people understand this is about, and they understand it's about returning to founding principles. You know, our founders, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, Patrick Henry, they all understood the price of tyranny. They understood that it sucks the life out of you. It sucks the life out of a country. And they were willing to sacrifice their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor to save us from that. That's what they did 236 years ago. That's what they were willing to do. So what are we willing to do today to make that legacy alive again and renew that American dream? What are we willing to do today? You know, every generation, you know, we've got a lot. I bet we've got, how many, we got some veterans in here in the crowd today? Raise your hand if you're a veteran. You know, God bless you. Because every generation since our founding has answered that call. Every generation since that time has been willing to pay that price so that we can live in a free country and provide that opportunity and leave this place better than we found it. And that's what this election is all about. We've got 48 hours, friends. We've got 48 hours to do our job. You know, one of the things that's been most disappointing about the way Congressman Perriello has run this campaign is the negative false ads that he's running. You know, we may like to think that this is going to be an easy race to win, but it's not. It is going to be a close race because those negative false attack ads have consequences. He's running 11 of them right now. He is outspending us 3-4 to 1, and you see that on the television. Now, I think that the people of the 5th District are smarter, but you know what? It's going to be a close race. It's going to be a close race. And now we find, as Pat mentioned, that Congressman Perriello is sending out mail for the independent in this race. He's sending out mail supporting the independent in an effort to save his own job. That's why it's going to be a close race. So we cannot rest. We cannot rest between now and Election Day at 7 o'clock p.m. And if we do our job, if we do our jobs between now and then, we will be able to say that we did our part. And I'm grateful to each of you all who has done your part. And so as I conclude, I want to ask you, Do you believe, like I do, that we need to reduce the size and scope of the federal government so that we have renewed opportunity in this country and a renewed American dream? Are you ready to take back Albemarle County? Are you ready to take back the 5th District? Are you ready to take back this country, the greatest country on earth, the United States of America? God bless you. Thank you.
Your next congressman from the 5th District. Hey, I want you to remember one more number. I want you to remember one more number in these next 48 hours. The number is 737. That's not only the number of the jet that Speaker Pelosi flies to California every weekend that you pay for. It's the number of votes that you lost a good congressman to 2 years ago. 737. Please don't let that happen this year. Don't let it happen. It's going to be awful if we don't have this great gentleman elected to Congress because of 737 votes. It's that critical. It's that close. The country's at stake. Our values are at stake. So make the phone calls, talk to people, and let's get the vote out that we need. Rachel, thank you for putting all this together. And you've got packets right over here that have the Charlottesville newspaper endorsement on it. Pick those up and distribute them, and go inside and sign up to work the polls election day, to make the phone calls election day, and let's elect Robert as the next congressman from this district.